Check 1, 2. Check. Want you to take me back, I'm going insane. Just come and take my hand, come dance in the rain, wash away the pain. And now I realize just what I had found. Cause you will always occupy my mind. I'm going insane. Just come and take my hand, come dance in the rain, wash away the pain. And now I realize just what I had found. Cause you will always occupy my mind.
Good evening,
Dylan?
everybody. Yeah,
Hey.
this is week 2 of the Wombo eSports. I actually need to close the stream, but this is gonna be the French Toasters versus Krabby Patties. French Toasters have a first pick of the draft, which should be going up here shortly. I am joined here by one of the other team members of a different team, Mr. Quinstone. If you'd like to introduce
Solid.
yourself.
Solid.
Solid.
Hello, and thanks for having me. You know, it's always good. It's always good to get on the cast with none other than Rep Dusty himself. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one. What are you thinking? What's going through your mind about that show?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I've not watched a whole lot of the games, really. I mean, I've like brushed up on them a little bit, but not too much. Like really watch them as far as to see who does what. But I'm definitely excited to watch some good League of Legends.
Yeah, me too. I don't think we've really seen an unlocked Team Krabby Patties yet, because when they played my team week 1, they had only 3 bans. So it's a totally different game when you're gimped for half of your pick ban strategy, right? They have another sub. I'm not sure it's going to be affecting the pick ban strategy, so we might see like a fully unlocked. Also, you coming back, buddy?
As soon as I get invited, yes.
Yes, I
But
just sent you one. Yes.
I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, did it break?
I will relog, but
Yeah.
in the meantime, Yeah, I believe they picked up achievements, Mr. 21 before any kind of ban penalty would be invoked. So they should have a full 5 bans versus French Toasters, whereas they didn't before. So it should be interesting to see how the draft ends up going, especially with some of the champ pools that the people have. So
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, we know that Achievement 21 can go anywhere, play anything. So, um, I don't know. It's gonna be hard. The French Toasters I know a little bit more about. They kind of play very not to say like very standard. They have like their team kind of reprised the same players as last season, so they got the communication down right. So xianamore and classical ADCs, benj playing some roaming supports, Pancake on control mages, and then it's just like the wild cards are PKM and Mr. Bluestacks, right? It's I think we've seen some aggressive jungling out of Mr. Bluestacks before, so it's like we're definitely going to see a lot of hot play, but I'm not quite sure how their team's gonna how much the practice has gone in and see like if they could really harness the pressure that Mr. Bluestacks is gonna try to find openings and whatnot. So can I invite you again? I've invited you. Have you gotten it?
I have not seen anything.
Okay.
Sadly.
Okay.
Just Carly, if you're listening, this is what you get for kicking me.
Why did they kick you?
I have no idea. I actually have no idea. To make room for one person to swap around so they get all in the team positions is the only thing I can think. Or is what she said, but I don't see how it matters if I just sit on one of the teams and they get corrected, but
well, people can't join if both of the teams are
cool. Yeah, I know that. There we go. I am 100%. Oh, we're remaking now. Okay.
Yeah, so
Just gonna hop on spec.
Get on down
And be done with it. But yeah, Mr. Bluestacks in the first 2 games in week 1 played both Rek'Sai and Volibear, 2, I would say, very different champions. I mean, they kind of have the same idea. They kind of just want to go for a dive around 6, juggle the turret aggro, figuratively. But the way both of them play, as someone who kind of plays both of them, they play very different. So we'll see what they decide to play into Phantom Gamers champ pool if they don't decide to ban out his big 2, which is the Yi and the Rengar.
He definitely still has Wukong and Trundle and Nocturne on the back burner, but his Yi is a menace. His Yi and his Rengar are menaces, and if your team's not coordinated enough to stack CC, especially with that Master Yi buff where he can choose where he comes out in his queue, which is rather silly, but whatever.
That through already?
I think that went through. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it went through.
I didn't know that the patch was already through. Let me look here and see.
Yeah.
It is indeed through. Yeah. So yeah, we got some buffs going through here. Volibear got nerfed, actually. I don't know what. I didn't really see what he got nerfed with. Sivir got mid scope, so I'm curious.
Dylan, are they swapping around?
I have no idea.
I guess you come back down.
I can't know, yeah.
Oh, someone kicked this guy.
Oh,
Darth Magus.
Nobody made it private. Come on.
Pancake needs to kick him.
I know that as xianamore is a fan of Sivir. And Sivir just did get a mid-scope rework. I don't know if she's played any since the rework.
Really?
Yeah, her rework is actually, I think she's going to be pretty good. She's going to be a very close range. Her R gets extended, the movement speed gets extended if she assists or gets a kill. So you just move fast. constantly in like a team fight if you get an assist or a kill within the time frame. The time frame did get lowered, but
Oh, it refreshes the duration, so that's
yeah, it refreshes the duration. Her
Yeah.
W is not infinite anymore, but it can move in between multiple people, kind of like the old fiddle E.
Crow.
Yeah. And then also, I don't remember what it is. I think it's Q. This damage scales with attack speed, or maybe it might be the ricochet still. E no longer grants mana when it blocks an
Oh, now it
ability, but it
scales with
grants
critical
something
strike
else.
chance. So
Yeah.
now
So like crit builds are like the thing now.
yeah,
Attack
because
speed, crit
the
crit
problem
is like the
with
thing.
Sivir was that she was so short ranged, and like she didn't actually get that much movement speed, and she was super squishy. So her playing crit, she didn't have enough space to keep up with all the other ADCs. And like her biggest damaging ability only does damage with lethality. So we saw a lot of lethality mana immune Sivir, like build paths, but now it's actually pushing it back towards crit chance.
It's pretty interesting. I don't know how she'll end up like sitting as far as meta goes, but yeah, her passive bonus move speed is up. It decays in general, and it's a lot shorter. But then her Q goes from like you said, just straight up 80 to crit chance scaling. Ricochet, as I already talked about, bounces in between targets.
We're good to go, right? Like we're ready.
I am ready. Yeah.
All right.
I'm just
Draft's
talking
gonna be
about
starting.
passions. Oh no! Don't do this like. Don't do me like that. Should have been red side, right?
Crap! I have a
Right?
I
It's
have one
red
that
side that makes it, right? Or am I trolling
red side that makes what?
the draft?
Yes. I don't know. But it's just in the casters chat. Everything's going wrong. The casters.
Yes, but like according to quote unquote the rules, it should have been
The
red
pressure.
side.
I'd love to see it. Okay, glad to see you guys in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even have it up because the music was echoing for me.
Help. Send. Help. SOS. Everything's going wrong.
Guess what I still have saved in my copy pasta?
Oh, he's got it. He's got it ready. He's got a
The
name for that.
Amogus.
Amogus. All right, I got my draft up. I'm ready to go.
I do not, but something
Just
just
checking the players'
refreshed.
chat. Checking the players' chat.
Just came up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bang.
So I'm ready.
We are in. Ready to go. Search Ent says Amogus.
Mogus. All right, so
Krabby Patties ready. French toasters ready. Pick band started. Yumi insta locked. What do you think's coming out of Krabby Patties?
I don't know. Because, what are they really scared from the French toast? What is like a super signature chip? Yeah, so it would be Ash and MF. to really put down xianamore, I would say Ash and MF.
There's the
good ones, right?
So you think this is going to be
and
MF?
Maybe potentially Ash from the lockdown on the person who has Yumi. But, Yumi's already banned them. So, Yorick, I didn't know PKM was that much of a
I believe it's like I believe Yorick is one of his big champs. As far as I remember.
We got 2 Yorick mains in the league. What is life?
Ugh. Cringe. Oh,
Right,
Rengar.
This is a very
not
standard
letting Phantom
bans.
have his not letting Phantom have his champions.
Yeah, just very standard. And the Poppy ban coming from Krabby Patties.
That's a little strange, I think.
So Mr. Bluestacks, he plays Poppy jungle, he plays Rek'Sai jungle. So it's like, and anything to stop the dashes. So Poppy's really turbo into Wukong. Very good into and they steal the.
Oh, they picked the Trundle.
So Wukong is
Wukong?
probably something we gonna see here, even though I think the matchup is Trundle favored, but Wukong's kind of turbo.
I feel like it's gonna be ADC and jungle, right? Would make the most sense.
Well, I mean, I would assume that jungle was be played in the first 3 for Krabby Patties here.
Yeah,
so.
especially when the jungle's already picked.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to pick it.
So
yeah, and Ezreal.
So we don't actually see many Ezreals. Like I think he's like such a high skill 4 champion that it's just you have to be so good. And it's so on point. Like it's I think it's kind of an ego attack. Even though he's got such a safe bot lane, like he's very safe. Viego. Now that's something we should have seen a lot more from Phantom Gamer, and I'm glad we're seeing it now.
I'm interested to see how he pilots the champion.
Yeah, he's been a terror in LPL. xianamore on the Jhin pick. Okay, so that's a very safe laner with fleet work and going Swifties. So it's actually a hard ADC to catch out,
especially as Ezreal, someone who doesn't really catch people out. He just kind of pokes, and not much poking to do on Jhin when he can just shoot you from the same range. Volibear. Oh, so they could switcheroo both the Volibear and the Trundle.
Yeah.
Top and jungle.
Yeah, whenever they want. But I think this might be a Volibear top angle, to be perfectly honest. But it depends. It might be just, if there's a tank, Trundle could absolutely go top, have no problem, steal stats. Very, very useful, especially if there's an Ornn angle. And it's not Ornn angle, it's set. Very interesting. We're seeing jungle, ADC, and top lanes being picked in 1 through 3. Not very common. So we still have support and mid.
Syndra going the way of Mr. Pancake On Floor himself.
Signature champion.
Another team. Yeah, very signature champ. I think she's not really good in the meta right now, though, right?
No, I don't think. I think it's actually better to leave it up, even though Pancake on Floor is known to be but Syndra doesn't have after the durability update. She just doesn't have the damage anymore.
A Nasus ban? That's kind of strange. I feel.
Why would you ban Nasus when the top laner is already picked? Unless they're expecting a set support.
That's the only thing I could think.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't agree. This is the wackest.
That's definitely a question for after the games. What the Nasus ban means exactly.
And another control mage taken out. So it's like, I don't agree with these last 2 bans, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, who knows? Maybe that's just what the teams don't want to see. And whatever their comp is.
I just don't think either of them are very good right now. And then that's a Lux ban into Elemental Lux. Probably one of the safest supports, mid lane flex. So, I think it's a good ban for sure. Nautilus.
They're going to pick up Not.
Okay. Krabby Patties are very AP light right now. They're going to need some big damage coming from the mid lane. Though their front to back, they're engaged, their death ball, very strong. So I'm excited to see some Nautilus Viego kind of jungle support duo action.
I was about to say that the French just don't have too much of an answer to a CC combo between Nautilus and Viego, but Morgana can certainly help out either the Volibear or the Trundle.
So Talia's absolutely the ban I think the Krabby Patties going through. We see Talia just the zoning with her update, her mid-scope update recently. Her zoning potential and her playmaking potential with roaming is crazy good right now. Crazy good. And it's surprising to see. And we know that Pancake On Floor loves the champion as well. So I'm surprised we're not seeing more bans. And we're coming to see Swain. Okay, looking at draft, who do you think has got the edge here?
I mean, it's really gonna depend on whether Nautilus Viego gets ahead early, or whether I don't even know who's jungle really on the French Toasters. Like we said, we're gonna assume Trundle probably, but We don't know that for a fact yet until we actually get into the pick bands of the actual game, but those two boys are going to be pretty beefy and hard to stop with a Morgana shield. So what is an Ezreal going to do versus that? I mean, Swain can maybe out DPS and survive with his ulti, but
So I'm thinking that Krabby Patties have like a very easy, just like all kind of dump
yeah,
and just go in where it's, you know, because Nautilus can just pick someone, and unless they're black shielded, which, you know, Morgana can react to,
they just dump everything they have onto that one person and then just
Yep.
try and win the 5v4.
and there's gonna be a lot of Conqueror users, so they're gonna love, like, there's 3 Conqueror users that we're gonna see with Swain, Viego, and Set, so they love the long trades. So, you know, and Volibear and Trundle are just, you know, setups for Set. You know, if they play standard front to back, Set has an easy in, if that's so to be.
Barring them right into the back line with big
Yeah.
damage because of the max HP.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's going to be on Pancake on Floor with Talia's zoning, because I think the zoning is going to be a lot to really just dissuade people coming in. This is very hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of them are kind of in a way like a pick comp, but I think that the way their pick comps, quote unquote, play is very different.
Yeah,
Whereas like
I
the
think
Volibear or the Trundle or the Morgana have to hit a skill shot of some sort.
Yeah.
I mean, Volibear being Q, like it's just not really a skill shot, but either the pillar or the bind or the Volibear Q has to land on someone before they can really go on anyone. Whereas one Nautilus Q or a set R can really pop off the team fight for the Krabby Patties.
Yeah, I think it's not really a pick comp for Krabby Patty. It's more just like a death ball of just dog piling, just going in, like, you know, trying to, like, the French Toasters don't actually have a lot of disengage other than Talia, Q, and W. So it's, you know, maybe Trundle or Wall, but it's gonna, I think it comes back to, it's gonna be a lot on Talia's ability to zone and disengage. But I don't know how the Swain Talia matchup goes, to be perfectly honest. So we're gonna see something interesting lanes here. I think Krabby Patties. I think in my vote, if I had to pick one side, I think I'd give it to Team Krabby Patties personally.
You're taking Krabby Patties for the team?
Yes, I'm taking
I'll
R
be
for
the advocate and take French Toasters for the draft. Just because
Okay.
I think maybe they'll be able to play it out pretty well.
Does
Like,
anyone know
I think
how
if they get vision, I think if they get the vision around objectives, they have a very good job of controlling it. Trundle can just pillar one of the entrances to an objective, and they can't walk through it because you literally don't have enough room, and
Does
not
anyone
really
wanna-
any of them have dashes.
predictions? Oh, which is not available on this channel. Oh, darn! I wanted to do
rip.
like a poll thing, but I don't have. I mean, I think I have the ability to, but maybe the channel itself doesn't. Oh well.
Ripper, skipper.
Ripper,
Just
DD.
send them right in the chat if you do have predictions.
Yeah,
We
just,
both
you know.
predicted ours. We want to hear yours. I
Yeah.
believe Miss Erica is going to play some music quick. 'cause
Chumpy
you
McChimp.
have to go to the bathroom.
So it's the Krabby Patties. All right, that's one vote for the Crabsters.
And see you in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going insane. Just come and take my hand, come dance in the rain, wash away the pain. And now I realize just what I had found. 'Cause you will always occupy my mind.
In first game ever of the season of French Toasters versus the Krabby Patties. Krabby Patties not having their entire team, but I just now realized that actually Nova is going to be piloting the Swain, and Mr. Achievements 21 is going to be piloting the Ezreal in bot lane.
Interesting, because we know so interesting. Swain went electrocute. I thought Conquer Swain was the play nowadays, but hey, I could be wrong. Remember to control Shift Z to zoom out. Make sure you're plussed all the way. Turn on the scoreboard, objective timers. You know how it is.
Oh wow, Joseph Z actually goes a ways out. But,
yeah, it's nice.
I do not remember. How do you constantly have the stuff up?
So you go to the bottom left with the eye symbol, click it, scoreboard. But if you hit tab again, it's gonna undo it. So if you hit tab, it's just gonna leave it go, and then it's gonna become toggle, or not toggle. It's gonna be press.
Pancake on floor, getting a little bit of poke damage here in the mid lane on a Nova. I mean, that's a decent little chunk if he doesn't end up backing.
Yeah, but no Manifold Band stack. What is this? What is this man's build? I can't tell him the secondary.
Pancake?
Yeah, so no Manifold Band? So that's very interesting to me.
Because I don't know if there's a way to see the actual runes, right?
I just know, yeah, I see the front, and like if you click on the champion, it gives you the bar of like which champions have Manifold Band.
It's not going to tell you what they actually have.
No, you can like click on individual champion. So like if you click on Morgana, you can see that she hit Manifold Band. So we know that Pancake On Floor has not that. So here we are. So all right, as we look into this is kind of a standard start for Phantom Team Krabby Patties, a bot start at the top for Phantom Gamer. I'm looking here and now it's opposite start for Mr. Bluestacks. What do you think is going to be the play here for both of the junglers? Like as they path, like what kind of options they're looking for here?
I think that Diego has a fight is breaking out in bot lane. Bench forced to flash away. Team is flashing forward, missing the steal. the bind going down on the achievements, and that's going to be first blood for Morgana, not the ideal target. But Elemental Lex back in the back line of the bot lane here is going to be taken down as well by xianamore here in a second after she decides to reload. And that's 2 kills going to the way of the French Toasters pretty early in the bot lane, but Mr. Please KLLM.
We're going to call him PKM from here on
PKM? Alrighty. Mr. PKM is getting bullied out a little bit by this set. If you want to talk in that matchup a little bit, I know you did ask me about jungle, but I might get back to that.
Nova forced a flash there in the mid lane here, as you know, benj stayed for the roam because Jhin just had shoved under. Excellent moves from excellent macro moves, as I said. Benj probably was
very good pillar there. If he would have pillared, just a tiny bit sooner, you might have kept the target aggro. As Pancake looking for another one of those big shockwaves, but very slightly missing. If he had pillared like just a millisecond sooner, he would have kept the turret aggro down onto the set there and won that trade. But now he's kind of gonna be forced out of lane, if not dove by Diego here in a minute.
Yeah, certainly.
Diego. Looking for the kill here in the mid lane. Flash. And easy secure there, as Pancake On Floor does not have a flash.
And that really accelerates PhantomHD's timer here. Getting a kill. Pancake On Floor not being able to, get the kill with the flash with both summoners. So, very well done from Phantom to really pick up on that, like insta flash, secure it. Well done. So, it's looking like pretty even jungle for CS farming for both junglers, but Mr. Bluestacks is probably, we're going to see a little bit more action here now that he's backed once. His full resources, Phantom Gamer's probably going to back. So, like, in the next, minute to 2, we're going to see a lot of, probably some action here, probably around Dragon Pit in bot lane here.
Yeah, I mean, Bluestacks is definitely going to be looking for something here as he jumps down into the bot lane. xianamore missing the route onto the Nautilus. Nautilus parking off as a...
No. Big moves. Achievements 21 does actually trade 1-for-1. Achievements 21
1-for-1. I think he's gonna be able to stay up as there is no Jhin proc there for the W, but he ends up going down. But I think both of them are gonna be too low if they decide to go for Dragon, as Phantom could come down along with Nova, his mid laner, and be able to fight it as the bot lane is back up right now.
Yeah, I'm super surprised that we didn't see...
Bluestacks is actually looking mid right now as Dark the Camera does go in. He gets procced by the shockwave from Pancake On Floor, and goes down to the Jhin W. A little bit of a chaos there. And that's a dead mid laner. Very good roam from the Jhin and from the Volibear. Good self-awareness. Set does have 6 here as they're trying to fight. PKM does not have 6 to take down the resistances on the enemy team, but Phantom's going to take that reset, getting the extra damage that the PKM might have on the Trundle. Still should have the Trundle pillar up here to actually trap benj if he's able to use it. It expands a little bit early, and a 2-for-0 on the top side after just getting those kills.
Phantom Gamer not 6 yet. He doesn't have the reset, so he wants more, but he's not gonna get it. Mr. Bluestacks forced to go elsewhere for his farm. I think a very well done. I think when it comes to 2v2s, I think Set and Viego are excellent for 2v2s and resetting off of each other. So it's very good to see. Oh, Chris Solomon, he's getting some scrap up top.
Getting some scrap, but PKM underestimating the damage that Set W actually does. And does not have ult yet, so he can't even reduce the resistances of the set. I think underestimating is a very good example of the fight that just happened. Not expecting the Viego and Set to do as much damage as they would. Ended up trading the lead that they had for an 0-2 fight.
Yeah.
But very good poke coming down here in the bot lane. MLX missing the Q again, so they're not going to have the I can't even think of the rune name. What's the rune name that Nautilus has?
The rune name, the Guardian or Aftershock.
Aftershock. I couldn't think of that.
Yeah.
Pancake On Floor landing a big proc on the Nova here, but Nova popping the ulti, trying to stay alive, and gets
And
the
just
burst.
gets it. You know, he has, you know, Presence of Mind gets his mana back. Unfortunately, red team's unaware that they're just gonna take first Drake. Attack speed, you know, six attack speed, and 6 ability haste. Not the end of the world here. Not one of the most impactful dragons early, I think. The dragons you probably want early are maybe Cloud and Ocean, because the earlier Ocean, the more effective it is.
I think Ocean is a very good first dragon.
Yeah.
Bluestacks looking for the gank here in top lane, but SALAMON has a ward into the river brush. Gonna be able to spot that out. Takes the R onto Bluestacks, but I think he's looking at a dangerous game here, especially if PKM uses his R somewhere in here. No? He might not have the mana for it, actually. He seems to be holding it, and they're really taking a risky fight here. Set can easily 1v2 in this situation.
So there's a little misplay there for the 1v2 angle. Oh, Phantom Gamer. He gets the stun. He misses the ult. Mr. Bluestacks ult.
Bluestacks with a big ulti back into the tower there, getting a big shield off of the E. Gonna be able to stay alive, but that's a lot of momentum loss there for the jungler, as Phantom almost got him with that.
I think Phantom Gamer hasn't backed yet, so I think that's really actually stopping. Like, if he actually had, you know, used any of his gold right there, he's choosing to go back and farm. He just says, no, I'm farming. You can't stop me.
Nova forced the flash away from another. I keep calling it Shockwave, but I don't know what the actual ability is.
Demon Flare, I think. Demonic Ascension, and then
Talia? The Talia W?
Oh, the Shockwave? Oh, the
I call it Shockwave, but I don't know if it's actually called Shockwave.
Shockwave is Orianna R.
Yeah.
So Weaver Wall, I think, is her all. I don't know.
Talia, Weaver Wall is her alt.
Yeah.
I don't know
Talia
what
twice ever, so
I'm just gonna call it Shockwave for now because it looks like a Shockwave.
Yeah.
Getting popped there by the Shockwave is Nova. Getting the Q, second hit there, and a little bit of regen. It seems that unless the Talia really has the damage to really pop the Swain is going to be able to trade back onto her like he is right now, even though it's a 2v1. It ends up getting taken down anyhow, but Pancake On Floor is definitely not at a healthy HP right now.
Phantom Gamer in a bad spot. He's taking this fight. He doesn't have ult yet. It's only up in a few seconds, and he's going to get shut down.
Yeah, maybe really looking for the ulti there, as Elemental Lux is going to get caught out as well. He did flash over the wall instead of using the blast gun. Maybe looking to try and save the jungler enough time until he got his ult to reset, which would really
like more living with 1 HP. Flash coming over, another shutdown going to achievements 21, so that's very good. Yeah, this is a very scrappy game. Chris Solomon here, and he wants it.
This is a big ulti down onto Mr. Bluestacks. I don't think Bluestacks is gonna be able to walk away, as he's a little bit early in my opinion.
Yeah.
He could have gotten a couple Q autos off, but PKM taking a lot of tower damage here in the top lane, as Trundle seems to do.
I think with the way there's a lot of, I think, big momentum plays going for the Krabby Patties, right? I think they're making some just crucial mistakes overstaying. Though that being said, they're staying just even with farm. Like, you know, the gold's about even right now because the farm leads in 2 of the 3 lanes.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these fights are kind of being mechanically outwon by the Krabby Patties, but the overall like CS and macro is being won by the French Toasters.
Yeah,
and,
especially
I think
with
that maybe once we get into the team fight part of the game, it might turn out into a better favor for the Krabby Patties.
Yeah, certainly. We see, you know, Flash moved out by SALAMON, but you know, his paths are going to bring him back up here. So it's just, you know, we're seeing a lot of fights. I just think we're going to be seeing a lot of just scraps all over the map. I don't think this is going to be like a very team fight heavy game with, you know, with the way Krabby Patties have been playing. I think what they want to do is really kind of slow it down and then really just coordinate and all just go in at once. You know, it doesn't need to
like to see a collapse here. Yep, PhantomGamer coming in. Elemental Lux and Achievements looking for the hook here on the bench. Getting Art by the Nautilus and stunned by the Viego. Viego taking up the body, but I don't think they're going to be able to find much more unless he can land a root here. Barely misses onto the Jhin, and Jin's going to be safe in the tier 2.
Achievement 21 not in the greatest spot here. Does take the last hit. It don't matter. Second Drake
gets rooted. I mean, Jhin fourth shot kills here for sure on the Achievements 21. Any kind of flash.
Another shutdown.
Saves the flash actually. Can walk in here. I wanted to see it from the Jhin, but I think that the Viego's a little bit too strong right now. The flash under tower, and auto direct camera is taking us to top lane instead of where the action's at.
Yeah, I was watching the whole thing. It was actually PhantomHD. You know, pretty sizable lead here. Though Mr. Bluestacks, you know, just too far behind. 1 kill behind. You know, there's a full jungle to take for PhantomGamer. It's looking like they're going to pick up this dragon. I don't think benjj is going to be able to do anything about it.
There should be no reason they don't pick it up. Decided to not do direct to camera. They pick it up there. PlsKIIM getting dove actually by the set there, taking him to the opposite side of the turret, able to take less turret shots and less turret damage. And getting that kill as well. He did still have Ignite up. The Trundle.
Yeah, PlsKIIM still having Ignite.
Yeah, that's a little surprising he's not using all of his summoners in a fight like that where he is getting dove. And I don't know if Bluestacks actually wants this fight. If his W comes back up, he's going to be able to live and do big damage.
The red smite is what really won it right there.
Yeah.
The red smite, you know, having, you know, an exhaust-like effect, you know, ignite-like effect, all in a 70-second cooldown. It's just exactly what Bluestacks needs to actually scrap with Nova and Phantom and SALAMON, right? So I think very well done. Very good pickups from this Mr. Bluestacks. And we saw that they're playing very aggressively here. So you cannot be giving up shutdowns like that.
Bluestacks is looking for the Rift Herald here. The PhantomGamer and Nova are ready to come in here and fight for it. Has big damage going on to Phantom. Phantom takes the Rift Herald out. PlsKIIM still barely able to live, but I think it's going to be a 2-for-1. Maybe benj is here from the bot side. Roots on to SALAMON, but we're taken away from the action once again into the bot lane. The dive coming from the Elemental Lux and Achievements. Elemental Lux is going to go down. I don't even know if they're going to be able to trade without both dying. It is a 1-for-1 there. Too much action across the map, apparently.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right here. Ezreal did pick up a bounty, though. Can you hit the plus button a lot for me? Make sure we're on the same. Just mash it until we're all good to go. Sometimes we desync. I think I'm a little ahead.
I'm at 16:25. 6, 7, 8.
I'm like a second ahead of you, but it's fine.
I can't match it anymore.
Yeah,
so.
It's quite alright. Nova getting eaten alive here.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the damage from the Talia is finally going to come through onto the Swain, where the Swain can't just like heal it right back up, but PlsKIIM is going to be getting dove by the set. There's not much he can do about that when he's 3 levels down to his fellow top laner.
Yeah, not much. SALAMON definitely wants to put down that Rift Herald, but he's gonna just take it and walk away. Looking here, it's like both sides of the, you know, it's looking like, if you look at the vision game here, both have their entrances to their jungles very much kind of, they're kind of handshaking the vision game here. You know, we don't see a lot of invades. Both teams are kind of going a little safe here.
Bluestacks with a little bit of an ambitious go on to Phantom Gamer here. Getting the kill just barely. If Phantom gets that reset there, he actually gets turns the team fight way around, but the Pancake on Floor going a little bit too deep into the enemy team, getting hurt by Elemental Lux and getting pulled under tower. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 on the mid laner and the jungle.
Yeah, xianamore going to extend his CS lead, like a pretty significant CS lead. You know, in the top lane. Whereas Mr. Bluestacks going to take it. I think what Team Krabby Patties is not really respecting is the amount of tankiness Volibear has, especially when it red smites you. Like, it just you have so many stats, and you know.
I mean, PK was just walloping on SALAMON there, and SALAMON just chose to ignore him the whole time. But the rest of the team is here to come in for a backup. If they do get the root, xianamore does not get the root there, sadly. He's going to be able to walk out, and they're also going to get the mid turret for the 4-man walk to the top lane. So a little bit of a macro misplay there. If they hit the abilities, they might have gotten the set, gotten a little bit of a a kill, a little bit of gold for the team. But
oh, it's a flash coming out of Mr. Bluestacks. Ow, wow, actually excellent play. Someone's gonna be back. Don't worry about it. He's gonna be back in just a second. He does this every time. He's reconnected already.
I know he does. Wouldn't be surprised with a pause, though. I'm surprised there is not one after all this time so far.
He reconnects. He's already reconnected. It's quite alright. He does this almost every game.
And regardless of the disconnect, I think they really would have lost the dragon already, unless Phantom is able to get across here and steal the dragon, which is very, very close. Morgana ends up taking out, of all people, to support. But the fight is actually going their way with the big damage that xianamore and Nova are going to be able to do on the set and the...
Oh, absolutely stellar play. That's the death ball I'm talking about. It's like, if there's any sort of choke point going on, and like, especially when it comes to like these battles in the jungle, like it's pretty sensational. It's they run through, and I think xianamore's pretty pivotal to the team comp. Looking at his gold, he's got 2,600 in the pocket, not spent. Swain himself, he's got 21 in the pocket, unspent. Big shutdowns. This is kind of smashing of a game, and it's looking like it's Ocean Soul, right? Yeah, Ocean Soul. So that is, I think, very important for Team French Toasters. Team French Toasters 2D9. I think that's very pivotal, because if the two Conqueror users and Swain be able to get Ocean Soul and they Death Ball, there's no way that there's no amount of there's no amount of
damage with pick potential that the French
no
Toasters are gonna
potential,
have.
no poke, no nothing. It's just it's going to be impossible. So I think this is going to be
nigh impossible, I'll say. There's always a chance. I did want to say that, you commenting on the whole, death ball that the Krabby Patties do have. I feel like the only, champion that doesn't really fit the death ball is the Ezreal.
Yeah,
and I don't know what you would pick.
You generally would
maybe like a Samira or a Kai'Sa.
I would say Jinx, just in the back, just constantly shooting rockets over and over, getting excited over and over. Do it from back line, right? Something you could just follow the death ball in. I think Kai'Sa is also another excellent pick. So I don't disagree with you, but it's certainly it's
a
certainly
safe pick. It's a very safe pick. It's really hard to just in and lose a lot of kills as Ezreal, but it's also easy to lose a lot of CS and lane pressure as Ezreal.
Yeah, it's a very skill-oriented champion.
Bluestacks looking for the pick, even after the Ezreal E, gonna get stunned up. The Jhin looking for the R here, should have vision on him.
Oh wait,
does end up getting the kill, but Bluestacks is gonna get picked himself by both Phantom Gamer and Elemental Lux here, so
and
it is a 1-for-1.
Yeah, 1-for-1. And it was just Achievements 21 trying to stall for as late as can, not using flash. And he'd exhaust up, so like I'm not really sure I agree with that play. Maybe exhaust the volley bear a little early, but you know, the one doing damage is probably Jin in the back. But
I mean, if
anyway,
you exhaust that volley bear right as he's about to stun you, he's not going to do a whole lot of damage in his big burst, especially if he doesn't realize he's exhausted and just uses all the cooldowns right away. As benjj and xianamore really trying to stop this Baron. Not sure if they're going to be able to do it. It's already at 5,800. Getting pushed down. PKM coming in with the pillar. Big Ezreal all double hit with the Nova, flashing in with the R. Not being able to do much damage. I don't know if he has.
And then he burst in huge damage.
Yeah.
And red team takes it. And it's looking like they're trying to bite off more than they could shoot. They could just walk away from this fight.
Yep, there's no reason to stick here. After you get the Baron, there's no reason to stick here. Elemental Lux going to go down. Achievement's going to end up going down. And it's just going to be Swain at the end of the fight that has Baron. Maybe not. Oh,
he got off the Weaver's wall early.
Just taking
he got off the Weaver's wall early. Yeah. Unlucky. And there's one member still with Baron still alive.
They could have completely negated Baron there. Really opens up the map as far as like objectives, considering that they are 3k behind. But they still win the team fight, are able to get the pushes, get a tower, maybe 2 here in the mid lane, but I don't think so by the time Nova's back. And even out the goal a little bit.
Yeah, it's still a 2k gold lead. Not really as much as you would want after just trying to go for Baron, but I think it's one of those things where it's either you commit to the Baron or commit to the fight around Baron. And they committed to the Baron, and then they wanted to commit to the fight. I think that's a little bit of a blunder, as now they're in this situation where they're walking in pretty much blind to almost Bluestacks.
Bluestacks, a little bit of a deep run in there, not able to be backed up by a team in time, and xianamore going to get picked on the backside here by PhantomGamer. No question about that. benjj and Pancake on Floor getting slammed down by SALAMON. SALAMON trying to stay alive with the W and the E, pulling them together. PhantomGamer getting the reset onto the Trundle, and Trundle going to be able to not actually pillar Pancake on Floor. I would have liked to see them use a pillar before using the R again. Maybe the timer's running out, but either way, it is a 4-for-0 on their side, after just clearing the Baron buff off of the entire team.
Nova, I believe, still has it. I'm trying to check. He has it for another third of the duration, so another, what, I don't know, 60 seconds, I guess, at this point. So, you know, still Baron empowered minions, potentially 2 inhibitors or 2 turrets with an inhibitor taken, but as blue team, you know, respawns, I think they might just do 1 turret and done, or maybe even just leave.
They might not even be able to get this turret, as Bluestacks is running in, gets the stun onto Elemental Lux, and that's a little bit of a pick. I would like to see a Jin R, but he's not having it at the moment. Bluestacks running in again, stunning up Nova. The Weaver wall coming in, splitting them in half, and taking them down. PhantomGamer getting the reset onto the Volley Bear after Volley Bear dying. Pillar is actually working against his own team here as he runs into the backline. SALAMON diving onto the back, taking down the Talia. Big punch onto both of xianamore and benjj, and they end up winning that team fight after a huge haymaker.
Yeah, absolutely stellar. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier with the death ball comp. It's just, you know, one can go in and that creates a space for the other one to go in. You know, it's like, it's a cascading effect, right? Even losing Elemental Lux early on and losing, you know, the dredge line and the depth charge from Nautilus and Nautilus's summoners, it just turns out like they have all the tools that they can to turn, where it's the demonic extension from Nova, Swain, and then PhantomGamer is trying to go for reset after reset. It's just, if you get one, if you can kill one, PhantomGamer can steal anyone. Like, you're probably going to be Mr. Bluestacks, and that's a good person to steal, stealing Volleybear's items and tank stats. That's very huge. So it's just, Mr. Bluestacks is the front line, and, you know, is trying to make the plays. But if he dies, that's just another boon for PhantomGamer if he still lives.
Yeah, I mean, at best on the side of Krabby Patties, like, if they're all running at you, you have Nova with the Swain with the ultimate, Set who can dive into the backline with the ultimate, and then the Nautilus who could just tap you with each with an auto in his CC. Or like, who do you focus as the French Toasters to try and burst down? And they're all tanky.
Well, PlsKIIM in a bad spot here.
He came in a very bad spot. Gonna get stunned up by Phantom Gamer. Phantom Gamer doing a half of his health and a couple of abilities. Elemental X using, expending the ulti just to make sure they get the kill. And getting the kill himself, actually, as Nova here is ulting into the mid lane. Catches out Benj on the backside of Mr. Bluestacks dying. And they get the 2-for-1 in the mid lane as well as a 1 in top.
Yeah, that's, it's just, you want to do side lanes, you want to push out lanes, but at this point, if it comes to individual scraps, you can't win. You need to, play smart with Mr. Bluestacks and, have him open up a lot of space for you so you can go in and maybe xianamore gets in. Oh, xianamore gets dove, gets absolutely annihilated.
Very big shockwave coming off the Pancake On Floor, but it's not going to be enough under the towers. Phantom Gamer ulting onto her. Not going to end up living here, getting the reset, and they're all going to come out with their lives. Oh! As I lie, actually,
too many turrets.
Phantom Gamer gets shut down, and PlsKIIM looking for the pillar here into the enemy team. Solomon diving, trying to keep his team alive. Does get arced by the Trundle, ends up going down to him, and the Nova slays the Trundle, but goes down to the Volleybears. Volleybears trying to chase down this ADC Ezreal. Good flash, dodging the Q, but there's not enough damage as Ezreal does get the R on.
Yeah, this is where Volleybear just doesn't have a team that has all the damage to really, make it happen, right?
Jhin R?
And it
the
gets
sniper?
The second shot only needs 2. Big shutdown going to xianamore. xianamore having, a lot of the damage here. Not IE yet, so that's like, a big power spike. Not attained, but, with that extra 1,000 gold, well, she'll be a little closer. That being said, it's just a lot of these fights are just so hard with Pancake. Like, Mr. Bluestacks, it's like, okay, I'm gonna gauge tank. I'm not a disengage tank. So, I'm gonna have to go in. I'm gonna have to get into melee range. But at that point, you're just giving Chris Solomon a way to get backline. It's so much of it is on Pancake trying to really get a lot of zone potential. Phantom Gamer not understanding his own award.
Yeah, he's trying to take this dragon by himself. Going to get hit by the Lux Bind, or the Morgana Bind, sorry. Zoniusing out. He might be able to smite this. Actually takes it away from PlsKIIM, as PlsKIIM does not have smite. Mr. Bluestacks busy taking red.
Oh my god!
Trying to do as much damage as he can, but the
mathematically correct set.
Yeah, mathematically correct set doing a ton of damage. They're really trickling in here on the side of the Krabby Patties. It seems like they might end up losing this fight. As Bluestacks saves ult until that moment, dives in, gets a little bit of extra HP, and provides enough frontline for his team to end up clearing up the fight. They do have a big super minion here in the late days.
So this is like, I think, one of the big failings right now, or like one of I think the macro miscalls from Krabby Patties. Just get the objective and leave your guy to die. I know you're a death ball, but you a lot of you have to be in position, and if Set doesn't have the cooldowns, and Phantom Gamer, you've got the dragon, you guys could just say, hey, we're cool, you have him, take Phantom, we don't want him anyway, and just go back. You got jungle to clear, you got waves to clear, there's no use going for the fights that you're coming in late to. And this multiple times they've done in this game where it's like, okay, we have to go for this objective, and we're gonna death ball anyway. Instead of like it's not a discerning, like it's not like a change. Like I think they're kind of one track mind, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, screw the jungler, leave him to die after he gets the objectives.
He's not as important as the rest of the team, Ezreal scaled up,
but. Yeah, I mean, they do that. They at worst have a 45 where French Toasters can't take the Baron because they do have super minions pushing in to the mid lane, even though they are the 4v5. Able to clear vision here even without everyone being there on the Baron. As Elemental Lux, it looks like he's going to be in a little bit of a heated spot here. Gets hit by the shockwave. benjj early eating himself instead of the main damage carry, which is the Talia, but Talia's still getting the kill anyhow. Bluestacks looking for a 2v1 here on the backside of the fight. SALAMON with a big R on the Bluestacks into the backline, but not big enough as Jin is using the R far away, being able to get that really long range, getting the snipe down onto SALAMON, flashing forward, able to get the auto attack onto PhantomGamer before he dashes away, and that's a one fight for the French Toasters. They do have super minions pushing into the base here, so they really got to make the decision.
And they also have Nova full health, achievements 21, very close to full health. You know, being able to poke them off, like it's, you know, it's really hard for them to pick one. Achievements 21, getting
Morgana bind, getting the kill down on the achievements. Nova's gonna have to back away now, especially as Pancake on Floor is back in the base, and they are gonna be able to take this Baron on the backside. Does end up getting the kill onto the Trundle, but I would imagine they secure this Baron and clear up the super minions. So we'll see what they decide to do with this with the 4-man Baron. Sheesh. Lots of action here in the very first game.
This is beyond.
I love it.
You know, this is a lot going on, a lot to shoutcast. Now the gold's pretty much all tied up. It's just very, very importantly, when all the team fights are going to be happening, it's going to be, you know, the team fights are going to be happening. It's going to be death ball clock, right? You know, if all 5 members versus 5, and if PhantomGamer could really get a flank, it might be, it's, you know, PhantomGamer's not that tanky. He's got Death Stance. No, he's working on Death Stance right now. Maybe GA.
I think that's a GA, to be honest, with the broken stopwatch.
Yeah, so he's working into GA, and he's bought it. So I'm surprised we're not seeing a Death Stance right now. Death Stance angle from anyone, you know, try to give the Conqueror users like more time. It's gonna be on Krabby Patties to really force the French Toasters into choke points.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get a pick onto either the Talia or the Jin here, as Morg ends up getting picked, instantly deleted, and the French Toasters are definitely gonna have to back away, flash away from Pancake on Floor after.
That's 20 seconds on, and that's
forward with the Morg Q. SALAMON trying to go for a little bit of a risky teleport there in the top lane, trying to save the turret. Getting poked down now as he's getting kited by both the ADT and the mid laner. And as I was saying, there's big shutdowns on both the Talia and the Jin. If they get picked one or both of them, it would be a very big goal difference. In the end, as Bluestacks is getting caught here by the Dragon, looking a little bit too early for the objective. Doesn't get over the wall with the R. Flash is over, but he has no teammates ready to help him here as he gets caught by Nova and ends up dying.
Chris Solomon goes in. You know, he's here.
PlsKIIM trying to do what he can in the base here, but I think they're going to be able to back before he's even be able to touch the Nexus towers. Goes for an R on the Elemental Lux, even though the ADC is back and being able to do damage, going to not be able to pick off that Nautilus, and that's going to be a little bit of a big mistake here as the 3-man pushing into his own base.
Yeah, and that's 3. It's not just Ocean Soul, but also 3 Ocean Drakes. It's a lot, you know, like they're regenerating a lot, and this might be game 1.
That was
a while.
Couple milliseconds away from that R popping off, and it actually doesn't pop up, which ends up letting them take the Nexus tower and the Nexus itself. If he lands that, it might actually stall enough time for Bluestacks, xianamore to come up back up. But what a wild game!
Yeah, absolutely.
Very entertaining.
Like there's so much going on, so much to really talk about, and I kind of think that even though I think the Krabby Patties did exactly what I was like going to do, they're going to death ball, they're really going to run the show. I thought that was a very impressive showing from Mr. Bluestacks. You know, there's a lot of early game playing. You know, he was getting picks going on the ADC, jumping the back line, Chiefs 21 took a long time to get going. You know, it was great frontlining. So it's like we saw, I think, a very excellent and aggressive game from Volibear. and not to put take any.
Oh,
Oh, my graphs things are broken. It's broken. I can't see nothing. I can't go into the. Can you click the advanced details? See the damage. Mine's busted.
Might be able to. I already exited, so no, I am not.
If
It would
Airy
be all up
95
at the Airy 95.
Please, we're begging.
Her stuff is bugged as well, so.
Yeah, it's doomed. All right, no
what were you
graphs.
trying to look at?
I was trying to look at the graphs. And so,
oh,
yeah.
It actually came back up. She's got it. Bluestacks doing a lot. Oh, that's the defensive. That's damage taken, I would imagine. But CC, lots of CC coming out of bench.
Oh, we got an insider scoop from did Shane message you?
No.
All right, I'm gonna copy link. I'm gonna send it.
Inside scoop.
I got it. I got the good.
The good.
If you want to show that on screen, if you can, that's the damage to each champion. Talia doing a surprising amount. I don't know how you're gonna show it, but without showing your whole Discord, but that's all I got for you.
Yeah.
So it's just seeing in the visual form. I'll just talk through it, I guess. So it was like Set and Ezreal doing a lot of damage, but Phantom Gamer actually not nearly as high as you'd think. Around 25,000. But Talia doing over 40,000 damage. That Set a little bit more, but that makes sense. Constantly in the Schmeat, but it's pretty much exactly as you expected, with maybe a little less damage from xianamore. Not one on her classical ADCs, but
yeah, I mean overall you're playing Jhin into a set, a Nautilus, a Swain,
certainly.
And a Viego. I mean Viego's kind of squishy enough, but at the same time all of them have a way to get onto you, and it's really hard to be able to walk up and do any kind of damage there as a Jhin. Even though you could easily two-shot the Ezreal or two-shot the Viego. But the fact that a Set can easily just R either the
I'm just saying,
or the volley bear
my
onto the back line.
Correct. Just put it out there. Thank you, Chumpy.
I mean,
that's my point. He gets
it. Side, right?
He understands. No, I don't want you to be a contrarian. I want you to be an analyst or an analyst. All right. I want you to figure it out. I want you to see in your mind's eye.
I honestly think that they had a good team count. It just was a matter of
execution.
Yeah.
On that note, I have to pee desperately.
Same. Erica's gonna play some music, and we'll be back here in a second with the draft for Game 2.
Excellent.
till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go.
Excellent. And hello and welcome back to Wombo eSports week two. Right, this is the end of week
This is
two.
the very last, very last
the
game in
last
week
game.
2.
How can I be so
And,
naive?
we're in game 2 of week 2. And we have the French Toasters versus the Krabby Patties. Krabby Patties being able to take game 1 into the French Toasters. We'll see what kind of drafts they have figured out here for game 2.
I think
If you have any predictions,
I
let
would
us know.
I would actually love to see like a Seraphine. A Seraphine's so good right now, or something that has like a lot of zoning potential and disengage. Bygar, I think, Victor, stuff like that. You can fit it into a lot of different places. But Seraphine is a 3-way flex of ADC, mid, or support, so it's just that good. So I'd like to see a lot of things with a lot of zoning potential from the French Toasters, for sure, because it turns out when you get a set that's going to just rock your bat line, and I think I think momentum playing is pretty much the best, I guess indicative of the team, of maybe the identity of the team Krabby Patty. So I'd love to see some disengage. So maybe Janna support, or Janna support, Seraphine support, stuff like that. What's tickling your pick? What's the up and down? What do you want
And
to
I
see?
don't 100%.
Oh, Pigman started. Sorry.
I don't 100% know every champ pool, as Krabby Patties does ban away the Ash. And a Yumi coming away, that's kind of standard from last game. But I wouldn't mind seeing the French Toasters pick something with a little bit more of a roaming potential from mid lane, rather than the... I mean, they did have the Talia, but I feel like it wasn't enough roam to deal with the aggression that Krabby Patties had. As they ban away the Trundle, and the Yi Rengar is banned away. Gonna be a first pick set. So yeah, York on the table.
And now
They
they're
didn't ban it away.
kind of scared, because think about it. Like I think set York, I definitely think it's set favored. But like York being a PKM classic, from what I understand, it's like I would say that's a set favorite lane, and that might be hard for York to do York things. But York is going to give a lot of split push pressure. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it.
Quick. Okay,
they've picked.
so big statement. I feel like coming out of Krabby Patties to say we're gonna pick Set, and if you pick York, then it is what it is. We're gonna have counter pick eventually, anyhow. So interested to see what French Toasters pick up here, regardless, because they'll pick up one. They'll get counter pick and a rando pick, or a blind pick rather. Probably the support. I would imagine they counter pick into Jin. No, they're just gonna pick up Volley Bear. Take it away
Imagine
from.
not banning that set. I mean, I agree, but apparently the threat
I
of the
mean,
cat on the cat too strong. Jin, I'm okay. So like,
I mean,
Xianamore
Volley.
did a really good job with Jin. And I guess they have divers on the Krabby Patties, but it's just I'd like to see it.
I don't
MF.
think Jin is the play, to be honest.
Yeah, because like Jin's
I
not
don't.
great into like a super tanky team, right? Like what
No,
would I?
and
What would I?
as they pick up Volley Bear and a Moo.
I mean,
A
I know,
Moo, I would
she,
assume, is gonna be the support here, probably.
Xianamore doesn't play Vayne, but this is like a Vayne angle. Like this,
Yeah.
this kind of demolishes that team comp.
I mean, if you plan on picking something like Jin, you need to pick something that can actually tank shred. So hopefully we see some kind of AP tank shred here.
Oh my, there's so much in
As a
potential for the Krabby Patties.
Karma is picked, I would assume that might be for bench.
Yeah, very likely.
As a support, don't really see Karma top or anything like that anymore, as much as it used to be. We'll see what they end up banning here, but I'm not sure who French Toasters are gonna pick for mid lane to try and deal with the big tank that is Set, Volley Bear, or Moo.
Yeah, like huge. So it's like, what kind of angle Swain comes out of that? I think that's a fair ban from the French Toasters, to be honest. I want to see Italia ban. Thank you. Like, I think it's turbo in to ban Syndra, Yana, in the way the meta is right now. I think Zoe and Talia were just better bans. Zoe's not the same as she used to be, but it's still really annoying to play with and still a lot of poke potential. Now,
Yeah, I mean, she's annoying, but like into this team comp, I don't think they really need to warrant a Zoe ban. They could leave it up and ban something else away from the Syndra. They're really scared of that Syndra for some reason, even though it's.
I guess it's got AoE stun and pushback all at once, with one simple combo. So fair enough. It's got delete potential, and
they haven't banned it yet, but I would imagine that's what they're thinking, considering they're hovering it and it's a couple seconds to go. It is what it is. They did ban it, yeah. So I would expect a jungle pick here away from French Toasters, as the Nunu Willump is hovered.
Okay.
Nunu very
so
good.
So it's going to be a good
ganking.
Yeah, a very good ganking jungler, and it's going to be a lot of like getting your lanes ahead, because it's going to be death ball clock for the Krabby Patties. They pick like a normal hyper carry, and then they call it a day, right? So we're probably gonna see a mid. Interesting. So is that
interested to see what they counterpick mid. Vigar, very safe mid laner if they choose to go with that.
I think it might be Vigar Moon bot for just some strange reason.
I mean, they're gonna get the counterpick on French Toasters, so I would imagine that this Nunu is probably gonna sit mid lane.
Okay.
Whatever happens to get picked here. I would expect maybe a Victor Corky, if it is still Achievements 21, playing mid lane for Krabby Patties, but it might not be. Galio?
It might be actually
kind of
Galio or Vigar.
Vigar, kind of safe, but he really depends on the warding, because if you get caught without cage, you are dead 100%.
You're undead, certainly. If Jin can even just walk up on you and kind of just play around your
there is no counterplay to almost anyone as Vigar if you use cage and you don't have it. Corky.
Okay, so I think we're gonna see for the French Toasters. I kind of like
I like
play.
the Corky Nunu.
Yeah, I like the Corky Nunu. It's gonna be a lot of roaming, a lot of like kind of big, like, all right, you're gonna take a scrap, well, we're gonna be there too. Respond, we're gonna spawn well. I just still think when it comes to death, like, what do you think? Which team do you think won? Like, one draft?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give my vote to the Krabby Patties again. I just think it's very easy just to, a moon ult, set ult, and
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Vigar's got a lot of zoning potential to stop.
I think I will say this. I think the French sisters have maybe the better team comp, but it's much harder to execute compared to Krabby Patties. I think the Krabby Patties have the much easier to execute team comp, and I think that's why they'll end up winning.
May you die with your eyes closed.
Certainly.
Because the only reason I could see French Toasters like really pulling ahead and winning their team comp is if Nunu sits mid, he can hit his snowball regardless of Vigar cage, because it just keeps going a couple seconds after he gets stunned. So Vigar will still get stunned, and that'll allow Corky to get in on him. But other than that, I don't really see a huge in for them. Other than, I mean, bot lane, they could really get in bot lane because Amumu doesn't really have any kind of peel. Amumu just kind of goes or else dies. So with the Karma speed up and Nunu and Jin, they could easily get into the bot lane. I think the top lane should just be left alone pretty much from both sides unless York really gets pushed far up into the set. In which case Volibear could easily capitalize on a kill. So those are my thoughts.
Yeah. I think Corky has like a lot of good like split the team fight in half ability, right? Like with Valkyrie package, it's gonna have a lot of ability to like split up Volibear from Set, Mumu, so maybe the follow-up won't happen. I'm just not so sure about this Karma pick. Like, what is the Karma doing into this team other than like, Karma's got like really good pick potential with like running people down and keeping the tether and setting up an actually relatively aggressive lane opponent, right? Especially with Jin, right? Like the tether comes down, then the root comes down from Jin, so it's
yeah, but
like it's an aggressive lane.
I think there's other supports that do that better with Jin.
I'm not quite sure what I would want instead of. I would say still
Karma?
Janna. I would say Janna still at this point. Janna
Instead
doesn't
of
have
Karma with the Jin?
Yeah, so I would say.
I mean, anything that has any kind of CC is way better than the Karma, I think. Like instant CC.
Yeah.
Because if they hit something, you're in as Jin, and you get the damage down, and then you kind of just back off. But as far as a team comp, I think that Karma with the Nunu is pretty good, because of the speed up kind of makes it really impossible to dodge the snowball. But other than that, like with a Karma ult that speeds up both the Jin, the Nunu, and the Corki, while the York split pushing, that could be really dangerous as an engage, because Nunu could come in with a snowball and then they just use package and all that. But
yeah, certainly.
It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be really hard to execute on their side compared to an easy like Vigar cage, a Mumu ult, or like a set R into the backline. Right.
Certainly. So, I think, honestly, we're not like Lask. Probably pretty good here. Very good zoning ult, especially in chokes. So I think that'd be pretty good, to be honest. Again, Seraphine, Renana, Janna, personally. I'm not too sure about the Mumu support, and like Mumu does Mumu things, but like a guy that has 200 ping constantly.
I mean, he's got the R, which is the big stun. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think I would agree with you as far as predictions go. I would like to hear what everyone else from Twin Chat says. Do you favor the Krabby Patties here or the French Toasters? Let us know. We're going to go to a quick music break with Miss Airy. And we'll come back once the game starts in about 2 minutes. Thank you.
I'm trying to find a new way where the sun's shining down on my face. I'm running away. You're in a toxic relationship. Time to be free. Trying to find a new way where the sun's shining down on my face. I'm running away. You're in a toxic relationship. Time to be free.
Alrighty. We are into game number 2 of the Krabby Patties versus the French Toasters. And gonna be looking for some spicy stuff maybe from the Amumu Viger Volibear set, if anything. I know that the other side doesn't really have much of a level 1, but we'll see what happens here. Maybe a full 5-man.
Yeah. All right. Remember, Control Shift Z. Please let me zoom out. Let me do it. Yeah, there we go.
Zoomed.
Oh, so nice. Mash that plus
mine's
button.
not working for some reason, but
Yeah, give it a little bit.
oh yeah, big zooms.
Welcome to
And
Summoner's
we're gonna
Rift.
pull up. Check the timer. Target. Get it all up
30
here.
seconds until minions spawn.
Kind of a weird stack, I would say, on the side of the Krabby Patties here, with 2 at the bot lane, 1 sitting in top lane, and a mid jungle kind of normal. They ping it away. They know that he's here. Phantom Gamer walking into bench gets a little bit of poke down, but
Yikes! Hate to see
not
it.
necessarily worth it.
Maniflow ban. Maniflow ban.
Spawned.
That's money in Maniflow ban.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Maniflow ban. That's 25 extra.
Bluestacks looking to start top side here, whereas Phantom's looking to start bot side.
Another reverse.
Would not mind seeing Bluestacks come mid lane, level 2 with a snowball, as Noble will not be ready with the level 2 page yet. But I kind of doubt we'll see that kind of a play coming out, but It would be nice to see from the Nunu, you know. The Vigar's not going to be level 2. SALAMON playing again on this set, same as game 1. xianamore again on the gym, same as game 1.
All right,
A little bit of difference in the lane opponents with the Yorick and the Jinx of Moo, but Bluestacks not opting for the level 2 game, going straight to his Gromp of all camps. And Nova getting a cage on Pancake. Big Q onto the xianamore. xianamore missing the W, getting a Q on the Elemental Lux. Big damage coming out. A little bit of an overstay by achievements and Elemental Lux, but big damage coming out here into the top lane on PKM, but the Haymaker fighting it all back immediately.
Yeah, it's just that matchup has got to be so bad because I think PKM's ghouls, your ghouls, are going to work against him in terms of being another target for...
So the big snowball down on the achievement 21, flashing forward with the E, trying to get as much damage, gets healed by xianamore, but it's not enough to keep him alive as it does go down.
Yeah, certainly, and it's a heal burn from xianamore. That's actually pretty good. Like, the guy was dead, there's nothing you could do about it. And that's another summoner down, whereas, you know, 2 summoners down for bot lane, and, well, three for blue team, so pretty significant.
Yeah, and I'm no top laner. I don't exactly know how this matchup goes, but
I just think it's another every additional ghoul is like another thing for Set to get a stunned E off of. Facebreaker, right?
That is true. Nova with a flash forward and a stun on the Pancake On Floor as he does use the dash right into the sun, or into the Vigar wall. So Bluestacks looking for the wraparound gank here on the SALAMON or Salmon. We've still yet decided to see how that is pronounced. A big haymaker there, looking for it onto PKM, but PKM does get the Q proc.
That's a flash out. I think that's a flash you can't afford to really throw that. You're dead, bro.
That is a flash you should not be using.
Yeah, certainly.
You're kind of already dead. Just don't flash it. Save that flash for maybe a playmaking ability. But PKM gonna be able to get a good push off here as the SALAMON does. TP back to the lane.
Salesman.
I don't think PKM is aware of it, and SALAMON is coming around on the backside.
He's gonna get the
dangerous, but there's a lot of minions here.
That's the
if PKM just fights in the minion wave, I think he wins this, to be honest. There should be no reason he shouldn't fight in the minion wave.
I think stacking the haymaker might have been a little scary.
I don't know. Personally, I think you should just fight that in the minion wave.
Yeah.
There's a lot of minions there, and you should just let them do the work, but it is what it is. He gets away scot-free for the most part. Does use exhaust.
Vigar, no tier. I don't agree. You need a lot of mana. Like, you need it. Don't think mana flow ban's gonna be enough for you, big guy.
No tiers. I feel like a very aggressive type of build where you just say my jungler's gonna gank me and I'm gonna do damage and I don't need the extra mana to poke you out.
Yeah.
As Mr. Bluestack is coming around on the bottom lane. He was, at least, going back to his Krugs now. Directed camera showing us top lane fights as usual. Doodles are top priority.
A lot of people coming down.
Pancake Floor getting some good damage down. xianamore looking for a W. They're looking for a 4-mana dive, maybe mid here.
Yeah,
but they're gonna end up losing some CS in the bot lane to the tower. Maybe not actually, if they do decide to go for Dragon.
Drake.
Yeah. Phantom is on his Raptors. Not able to see this with no vision.
Nope. No flash. He gets in.
Kind of a miracle for him to take it. Doesn't get it. end up taking away Bluestacks' life. Maybe
Jinx didn't get
xianamore
excited.
as well.
You didn't get the movement speed, so that means could not chase down xianamore.
SALAMON getting pushed in by PKM. Kind of a fair trade there. I mean, he's just gonna walk away. Maiden's gonna walk away as well. He's probably gonna take Scuttler, the Rift Scuttler there. But a little bit of a get there for the
Yeah, you know, it's gold and a first trade going down. That's probably, you know, Cloud, pretty good. I mean, movement speed for the rest of the game is pretty nice, and no one else is not going to have that. So it's like, you know, you're going to have chase potential, and like movement speed, very underrated stat for sure. But, you know, it's on Ocean, Drake, and it's looking like the next one's Earth, so we're going to see Infernal Soul, Hextech Soul, or Mountain Soul. So, I mean, I think all of those would be pretty good for sure. Or no,
Big Sun coming down on Achievements 21. Gonna get ignited. xianamore picking up the kill. And Fresh Toaster kind of just running away with this game as PKM getting ulted in by Chris Solomon. Chris Solomon really just trying to run away with that ult as the two of them are getting dove under tower. But Elemental's actually gonna pick up the kill on the xianamore, getting stuck in the cage. Is Phantom Gamer as he gets killed by PKM, even though he's chasing down Bluestacks.
Actually, tragic. Phantom Gamer canceled an auto on Mr. Bluestacks, and the exhaust came right back up with the unsealed spell book, Yorick, and showing very good, like, you know, mastery of this matchup, right? So it's looking like Yorick very, very good pick into this team. And it's going to be a side lane threat.
Floor, trying to do as much damage as he can as Bluestacks comes through. Misses the snowball. Pancake on Floor really in a bad spot here.
Ooh.
If Nova decides to flash, but Bluestacks is going to be able to get this root down onto Nova, getting the huge ulti slow with the Pancake on Floor damage, and they end up getting like kill mid lane.
Yeah, a little bit of greed from Nova, not catching the timer. So this is, I think, you know, very good early game from French Toasters. Very, very good. You know, they're picking up kills. They're, you know, keeping up to CS. So it's, I think, a very, very good and well played. And we're not seeing the dominance Chris Salomon's in lane. He's trying his best, but it's just a full hole breakers coming out from York, and that's going to make him pretty much unkillable. Having that, you know.
I would like to see Bluestacks coming in on the backside of this fight, but Ben's already down, but it is the Jin trying to do damage here on the backside of the fight. Achievement 21 did get the reset on the kills, getting the passive, but xianamore's in the end up going down. Even though he's killing that Amumu, you really gotta pay attention to that Jinx passive, or else she really gets excited.
Yeah, and that's huge.
Goes
That's like,
down.
That's a 30 CS lead, and it's looking like 2 plates, 1 plate, 2 plates uncontested solo to Jinx. Jinx is going to be huge this game, for sure. Barely didn't kill Mr. Bluestacks. Oh, flash coming from
Ben's flashing forward to get the root on the Achievement 21 here, trying to stall out for his teammate Mr. Bluestacks to come on the backside of the fight. Jin ulting, getting the ult shot under Achievement 21, gonna go down to Bluestacks.
It goes to Bluestacks.
A lot expended there. I would not be surprised if PKM gets a good circle there, as he does, into the enemy team. Pancake actually pushing Phantom out of the circle, and I don't think he's going to be able to pick up any kills here. Nova might actually end up picking up the kill on Phantom, or Pancake on the floor.
Oh, and a huge comeback from very, very huge. Good pickups by down the bot lane, you know, shutting down that Jinx. But Jinx still up 30 CS, or 20 CS at this point, a few plays. And that was a fantastic play.
Flash forward from Bluestacks with a big R. Yeah. I don't know if he might be able to save this turret actually and get 2 kills.
Yeah.
What
That's
a
a
mad
great-
lad. You might be able to
Fantastic.
chase down Nova here at the end of the sequence because Nova doesn't really have the cage that he just used until now. And Bluestacks is going to be able to use the snowball to get closer, but barely misclicks onto the edge of the wall. So
Actually, amazing play. You know, turrets after the
Yeah.
durability patch, you just cannot be diving unless it's very tightly timed. It's like, yeah, this is some of the hardest, you know, like it's got to be very coordinated. Turrets hurt a lot more. People do general less damage. That means like every kill is longer. So it's like, you know, you got to give respect to the turrets. It was a very good play. I just think a little bit of an overstay, but French Toasters, I think, having a good spot here in the bot lane. Team is 20 coming in a little late.
I know. PhantomGamer trying to catch out Bluestacks here. Bluestacks very, very low. Gets flash forward on by Elemental Ice. Gets the kill. The team is 21 gets him slow onto Pancake On Floor, but top lane is apparently more important. But we can't see actually what's going on here in the bot lane. As it seems like French Sisters do decide to back off with the dragon, and dragon is taken by
Hextech Soul. That is huge.
Hextech Soul. Pretty big.
I think both teams really, really want that. It's not like you want to deny the other person it. It's just, no, this helps your team. The Hextech Soul is going to give you...
The only
I think
advantage,
that's-
I think, is that you may be slightly closer, but each team is at one dragon, so
Yeah.
it's
Certainly.
more of who may use the Hextech Soul better.
Yeah, I think both teams really want it. Both teams really like the slows and the dueling potential it really gives you, so... Something really to worry about. Nova, not in a good spot. Doesn't have
Very
flash up
bad spot.
quite yet. Puts down.
Yeah, I don't think
He
there's
just-
much you can do about that.
His flash just came up, so maybe he could have, you know, got out. But trying to get, you know, bait out more summoners or something along those lines. I want to talk about like red teams. French Toasters, their vision game. I think the vision game is actually pretty excellent here. You know, it's like, you know, they're just barely poking into the opposite sides. You know, the opposite teams, the blue sides teams.
PlsKIIM is getting Solomon caught here in his trouble bubble with the rest of the golems, and I think he's gonna get run down here into a kill, and that's a huge push on the top side.
And
I mean,
the dragon.
if they can really capitalize on the fact that he just got that kill and really push all of the lanes at the same time, considering pick your floor has prio, bot lane doesn't really have prio at the moment, but Nunu can just come down and gank.
Yeah, I mean, PKM's, you know, got enough mana, so it's... I don't think even Phantom Gamer can really take this fight. He has blue
He's
smite, not
looking.
red smite. He's trying to find the best angle to go
Oh,
through.
Snowball coming in on mid lane here on Nova. Not going to be able to do much about that. Does get eaten and an E, but Bluestacks just going to walk away after taking the turret. PlsKIIM walking back into their jungle says, it's time for me to leave. There's two of you here.
Yeah, I mean,
And
pretty good.
yeah, we're getting caught up there in the bot lane, even under turret. Gets ulted by Animo and the Lux, even with the Q. And Bluestacks flying in with a snowball, but not able to connect on anyone. Big damage here onto the support, ends up getting the kill, but Benj is not able to 1v1 the ADC, as it is a Jinx with a couple of items. Oh, Jinx flashing forward, even onto the Karma. Karma flashes away, but it's not enough to actually get 2 tower shots onto the Jinx. Jinx able to survive. That is
Jinx
a
has
2 for
nowhere to go.
1 there for the Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx waiting for his wave to come up so he can just take the turret. Don't step in. Yeah, there you go. Good job, buddy. There's so much going on in this game that I can't find time to speak. I just can't. There's just so much going on all the
I
time.
feel like I'm out speaking you, but it's also a matter
Nah,
of
it's
color
just
versus
how
cast.
you gotta do. Just what you gotta be about. Certainly. It's It's big. There's a 46.
No, getting stove on by Pancake on Floor. There's no chance. But Pancake does have to stay in place. Elemental Lex does get the Q onto Pancake, and Pancake getting stunned up by Phantom Gamer and Chris Solomon. Chris Solomon gonna end up taking the kill there with the haymaker. So a little bit of a misstep there from Pancake, even though he did get the kill. It
Curse of the
does
Sad
set him
Money is
behind
not
a little
coming
bit.
up.
They're not gonna be
It's
able
not.
to take this rift.
It is not up quite yet. It's, you know, Jake's on their side of the
Yeah.
map farming. I don't think this is a macro play. Yeah, they just kind of disengage. Jinx is just trying to get big.
The only-
Every,
Good. Sorry.
every second, you know, Jinx is just trying to get bigger and bigger. And, you know, scales are definitely harder, and it's going to be scaling faster than xianamore. So it's just really good that, you know, Achievement's going to get these side lane. This is what he loves doing. He loves really getting big, you know, trusting his teammates here to make the macro plays and just zone. But a lot of his teammates are not so far ahead as he. But that being said, you know, Vigar infinitely scaling champ. I mean, not to say that Corki and PlsKIIM, Corki and York aren't going to scale, because they do. York's a pretty good duelist. But yeah, it's looking like Dragon's up, and we might see just a 4v4 right here, to be honest. And whose 4v4 is better?
Well, I mean, Solomon does have the TP, but I feel like PKM can keep him in lane, especially after the really good trade that he has. He might
Pause.
actually be able to kill him, but there's a
Alright.
pause.
It's probably, my guess is that there's some issues with PKM's computer. She didn't put it in no chat. Lag spike 3 players on our team. Huge lag spikes. Okay, so technical difficulties.
Either
For
way,
all-
I think PKM has a good push here in the top lane. Doesn't have TP compared to SALAMON, but the 4v4 I think honestly goes in the way of Krabby Patties. Just the way that the team fight set up, it'd be really hard for the French Toasters to really get like a good team fight without just poking them out.
Yeah, certainly. It's looking. I don't know. I'd like to see Jinx two. You know, Jinx is huge right now. 2 levels on the lane opponent. It just depends. You know, it's gonna be a lot on Phantom Gamer to find like a good engage to create space for. To create space here. Jinx is backing. I'm not sure I agree with that. You know.
A little bit of an early cage out from Nova.
Oh, that's Pancake On Floor.
Pancake On Floor does get caught, able to eat away, and my leak has frozen.
My league is also frozen.
Oh no.
Is the stream frozen?
Yes.
Yikes! So I think that happens sometimes after pauses. I think we're just gonna.
Oh, we're back in. At least on mine. I'm gonna hurry it up. What are you at, Erica? 18.
Huge damage from. She was 1. 2 of them were
You're
left.
gonna have to tell both of us because Gwendolyn and I have to be in sync as well.
Yeah, so just smash that plus button and give it a go. I'm at 19 of 3, 4,
4,
5.
5, 6.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, so we got to talk about Jinx actually, you know, really getting excited, you know, popping off. I think that's exactly what I was expecting achievements to do. It's just this York's a big threat. I don't know what happened. I believe York
York
died
took the
somehow.
bot, or the top inhib turret.
And it must have
All
died
right.
under turret for it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be able to take mid turret here without much of a contest. Elemental Lex, if he does go in here,
He's dead.
it's gonna die. Recognizes that, just stands back here by the secondary turret. Pancake On Floor taking the blue buff, not realizing there's a pink there. Big vision on the side of Krabby Patties to be able to see that, recognize that Corgi is on the bot side.
Oh no, Yorick. He's found 3 more turrets to get.
He is doing the York thing, just deciding to go bot lane now.
So maybe
push.
It's an instant Baron
I think
call.
that, yeah,
I
very quick
think
Baron call.
you have to agree to this. It's like, no, they're not ready here. We have vision of them sometimes opposite side of the map. We know York doesn't have TP. Just get it. Let's go.
Like, at worst, I think that they try for a steal. To kind of just poke them out here. Try to do what they can as blue team has slain Nolan Nasher. Or Baron Nasher, sorry.
Yeah.
A little bit of misspeak.
Chris Salmon in a bad spot. Going in, gets 2.
Gets to xianamore, getting the stun, dashing away, getting damage down as PlsKIIM is taking the spot turret, not able to contend with Jinx very well, but Bluestacks is going to be able to stun up SALAMON long enough for him to kill xianamore apparently, because Haymaker is huge damage. And PlsKIIM looking for the I don't know what it's called, the wall down on their teammates, but not able to get it there, even with the ulti. And he's not able to push very hard into this ADC as a team is far enough ahead to be able to just clear everything that York throws at him. Yeah, gets taken down by both the Jinx and the Amumu here. And seems like a fairly free Baron other than losing SALAMON.
Yeah. Again, a little bit of overstay, but I mean, SALAMON, I don't think had a choice. I think he was in it to win it. She was the only one going for a big turbo flank. Not sure about this one. You got a 600 bounty. You can't be doing.
Gets stunned by his xianamore. Getting the damage in, but straight into Bluestacks is the flash. And the rest of the team is trying to back him up here. Ends up getting there just in time, and it's a double kill for the Nova and the Vigar. Very unfortunate timing there for the French Toasters, but
so they're pushing with Baron. So this is a lot of pressure here. PlsKIIM just he's not what you would want to do with split pushes. You want to synchronize waves. It's like, okay, my team's doing this on a wave, I can really push in, right? I mean, at this point, but like, oh, it's looking like Pancake On Floor misses the punish.
Pancake On Floor does get kicked out. Gonna get taken down by PhantomGamer on the volley bear with the arc. And PlsKIIM could only just hope to push the lane as fast as he can. Try and draw some pressure as SALAMON does take Mr. Bluestacks into the back line. Big E. Bluestacks taking with a big ult. Doesn't do as much damage as I think it would hope to.
This can't be a game ender.
They get taken down 3-0.
This cannot be a game ender, right? They don't have a wave, but like, waves walking up.
Has recalled into the back.
They're not going to take it.
The base,
23 minutes in, killing 3 of them, having Baron and Power minions walking into base. It's looking like they're getting ready to go.
I don't know if that recall is actually the right play, as Pancake On Floor is back up. xianamore is back up in a couple seconds. I don't think they would have taken the Nexus towers that fast. It could have cracked an inhib at least, if not more, on the other side of the map, and really gave them some pressure for this dragon that's coming up here.
10 seconds on the
a couple of seconds, yeah. So
they're sweeping. Somehow that sweep didn't grab that one red, but it's going to be Cloud Drake's soul. Or sorry, Hextech Soul Point. Soul Point. Not Soul. Soul Point. For the Krabby Patties. PlsKIIM on the side, doing his darn bit at least. So this is, I think, a dangerous time to be PlsKIIM, right? You need to understand that your team has no presence anywhere else in the map, and dip. And just say, no, I got nothing. I'm gonna get run down here. I gotta get my team to push other waves and do other things,
Yeah, understands that. Defense the wall down. Ends up getting caught here in the top lane. Able to catch 2 in the wall. Flashes away.
Curse the Samurai!
Team coming in here on the backside gets 3-man stunned by Elemental Lux, but they are gets cleaned up, PKM and benj, and that's a 2 for 0. I can't help but feeling that that's gonna be GG, but Nova is sitting in base without him. Could be a possible turnaround here from the French Toasters. Bluestacks going in under tower, trying to do as much damage as he can. The Jin using R, taking down the set, but don't think it's gonna end up being enough. As Nova is pushing
the
mid
crit
lane
wasn't
with that Vigo.
xianamore lives. If that was an IE crit, probably would have been enough, but that being said, it's looking like
Not
Waze
building IE.
IE third, unlucky, but like I think the Lord Dominic's for Mr. Bluestacks, pretty good buy.
Oh, big Vigo stun here, and Jinx immediately
That's-
capitalizes that on both the Jin and the Karma there. Instantly dead on the big procs of the Q. Bluestacks trying to do what he can, get the end of stun by
It's blown up.
Vigo. I think that in particular, SALAMON jumps into the back line and gets the kill. It's gonna be GG. Gonna be a 2-0 here for the Krabby Patties.
Woo! Rats. All right. There you go. Have fun. Thank you for having me. I'm gonna let you take care of it. Buddy.
Thanks for casting.
Yeah. Yep.
Alrighty. What an exciting pair of games we just had. I don't have match history. If does it show it for spectators? Or no? Oh, we
No,
have pick bands, it doesn't matter.
it doesn't.
Wait, not right. Please bang. Alright. Shane randomly sent me. Matter. Whoever wants to come in for some interviews. I believe I sent them to. I sent them to Quinn Lane. I did not. Gonna be a little bit hard to remember then. Good evening, everybody. Good games. Very close. Both of the games, I feel like. If anybody has anything to say right off the bat, feel free to say so. Give you that time right meow. I'm gonna mute you, Mr. Salmon. Yay? Nay? Alright, so I will ask straight off the bat, French Toasters, how did you feel with your draft game one, especially with the Trundle Volley Bear? Was that kind of like a possible split in the jungle, or was it always gonna be the Trundle Chop Volley Bear in the jungle?
We kind of wanted it to look like it would be flexed, but we pretty much knew that the Trundle was going to go top, and Volley was going to go into the jungle. So we wanted to give the appearance of it, but we knew where it was going.
Okay. And then I guess inversely on the side of Krabby Patties, did you have a fear that the volley would be top lane and the Trundle would be jungle at all, or was it kind of your game plan to pick the Viego in the jungle and the set as a counter to the Trundle?
Yeah, that was our game plan. Was to pick set from the beginning. We wanted Mr. Salamon to hop on set regardless, and he was pretty comfortable against both of them. He does pretty well against both Volley and Trundle, so it's a pretty safe pick. And then Viego normally pretty solid into the tankier jungles like Volley or Trundle, however it turned out.
Okay. And then to ask the question, was it always the plan to have Mr. Achievements go ADC while Nova goes mid on the side of Krabby Patties? Or was
So
it kind of just a situational thing?
yeah, no. So at first, so Nova's main role is mid. When he was drafted on the team, it was for ADC. His secondary role is ADC. Mr. Achievements also playing ADC let Nova go in his main role, the mid lane. And Achievements filled in for us for ADC.
Alrighty. And then I guess kind of continuing the first game, if French toasters want to run us through their draft, I guess we kind of like already went over it a little bit, I guess. But if you want to run us through the whole draft, with the picks and the bans, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I don't super remember it. Unfortunately, I was kind of taking care of some real life stuff during the draft. So I knew that we wanted the Trundle early. We just wanted as a potential denial pick from Phantom Gamer. And so we grabbed that early. When it came around, we felt confident about the Jhin. Obviously, the Ashe got taken away. So we just were trying to figure out what we liked best. Jhin provides, a similar amount of utility, plus has a good amount of damage, can play strong lane phase. Picked up the volley at that point, seeing the Viego. Once it came through, we saw the Nautilus there. Obviously, they thought, we thought that the Morgana would be a good pick, and we had to blind, and so we just picked Comfort for Pancake on Floor and grabbed him the Talia.
I think it was very. I think the first game especially was very close, very dependent on the macro of the whole entire team. But Krabby Patties, if you don't mind talking about your draft / the game in general.
Yeah, so we decided early in the week that Ashe was always going to be pick or ban, and since we decided we didn't want to play Ashe, so that was always our permaban, and then we banned the Yorick, obviously for
PlsKIIM.
PlsKIIM. Yeah, notorious on the Yorick, and then Poppy. Well, if you guys ever played against a Poppy jungle and someone who knows how to play Poppy jungle, that's quite a menace. So we went into draft. We knew we wanted the Israel off the bat, and as Phantom Gamer said, he wanted the Viego when he's seen the Trundle. Then we didn't know which one was going top or jungle with Trundle or Volibear. That's why we ended up picking Set and Viego into them, as both of them are fairly good into those matchups. Blind picked the Nautilus, and unfortunately, to my grief, had the Morgana picked against me, made it really rough. And then Nova felt comfort on Swain and figured that would be a decent matchup into Talia. So bit of comfort, bit of counter picking.
Alrighty, and it ended up working out for you guys a little bit. So, a question from chat. I'm not 100% sure if this is the first game or second because I don't have it pulled up. But what was the thought process for Set taking Gore Drinker over other mythic items like Stridebreaker? Question 2. I don't remember who you're talking about. Sorry.
I pretty much just always take Gore
I don't
Drinker
think
on
he's
set
in- oh,
because
Salomon.
it's good. It's
He's-
good for
sorry, hold on. Hello?
good for team fights. Hello, is my mic working?
Yep. I can
Okay.
hear you now.
Yeah, I pretty much just always take Gore Drinker because it is really good for being a tank when I need to during team fights, and allows me to get some extra grit up on the bar for my W, with the healing. So plus you get more attack damage the lower you get, so just makes it. My whole build is basically just built around my W ability. So
Yep. Mathematically correct said.
yeah.
And speaking on the same thing, since you're unmuted at the moment, Is it Salmon, Salmon, or Salmon?
Well, okay. So I have a friend named Chris Solomon, and I just picked this name basically to mess with him. But
So it's Solomon,
yeah. But I mean, I call him
not
Chris
Salmon
Salmon.
or Salmon.
I call him Salmon when I'm talking to him personally.
So it's a salmon or Salomon.
Yeah, either or.
Alrighty.
He doesn't even know his own name.
Alrighty. Well, moving on to game 2 then. I guess from French Toasters, what was the change up from game 1 into game 2 as far as pick bands and what your team wanted to do?
Yeah. So I guess I didn't talk about the bands. The bands stayed the same. When you play against Elemental Lux and Phantom Gamer, Yumi Rengar tends to fall in that first ban order. So nothing changed there. Just trying to give the respect over. York came through in game 2, so we just grabbed that up as PKM's borderline one trick with that. Pretty good with it, so we grabbed that. Thought the Jin was a decent enough pick, brought a decent amount of utility, some pressure to the lane phase, so we grabbed that again. On the Karma pick, we were kind of pressed for time, and we talked about running the Morgana back, but get out of here, Cody. He just messaged me. We don't need to ban it anymore. No more respect. No, the Yi Rengar are staying on the ban list, buddy. Sorry. But the Karma pick, we were running out of time. We talked about running the Morgana back, which probably would have been better, but I wanted something different. I'm not super good on Morgana and super practice on it, so I didn't feel great on it the first game. So we kind of last second figured Karma. Nunu was just a judgment call by the jungler at in the moment, and then when the draft came around, we needed something that could get through tank since we had the Jin. So we thought Corki would be a decent pick in the mid lane. So it's basically how our draft went through.
Okay. I don't. And for the record, I don't think you guys' draft was too awful bad. I think it was good actually. You guys. I think that York was really a good pick on the side of you guys. But on the other side, what were you guys' thoughts picking band? For instance?
Yeah, so we pretty much ran the same 3 bands apart from we left Yorick open. We took the Trundle away because we knew we wanted Volibear, and Trundle is really, really good into Volibear. Seeing that they ran back the 3 first bands, and we were just like, okay, we'll take set here. Chris had a really good set game for game 1, and we figured that they'd either, if they weren't going to ban it, they're probably going to take it away from him. So we first picked that. PlsKIIM came back with the Yorick, which we did kind of expect, but we thought that we could handle it. Decided with Set and Volibear that we would take a Mumu, as we have a lot of dive comp there. Really happy that they took Karma and not Morgana, because I was dreading that through picking phase. Then we decided Talia would have been a great ban considering we're all diving. And the Syndra has another one who's anti-dive. Then we've seen the Nunu pick come in, and we decided that Vega would be good to cage everyone out. And then, of course, we needed damage in that team, so we decided Jinx, being the hyperscaler carry that she is, would round off the comp nicely.
Alrighty, and it did very well, ran out the comp nicely as you guys ended up taking game 2 as well. There was a question from Quinstone before he left for French Toasters of kind of a why no MF as far as Miss xianamore, who was not here. But
Yeah,
Benj or
so sure.
someone else would like to
So
seek.
it was just something that she wasn't feeling comfortable picking that early in the draft. something that she wanted to see a little bit more of the composition for before just jamming it. So she felt more confident, kind of with that blindish pick for the Jhin.
Alrighty, fair enough, for sure. And I feel like very close to games. I think a little bit of mistakes on both sides. It's very close to swapping the game either side, and very entertaining to commentate / watch. And so, if anybody else has anything to say before we round out the stream, feel free to say it now.
Yeah, what did Quinstone say about my ping?
He said you have like 200 ping and you can't react to anything, and you're Australian, so
Wow. Wow.
From New Zealand.
yeah, I know.
That's what he said.
It's the meme. But
Funny.
I guess I will go to MVPs. We'll start with the Fresh Testers. If you want to give an MVP for your team, if you would like, but for enemy team, who would you say it was the hardest to deal with, or really carried the games on the side of Krabby Patties?
Yeah, sure. For our team, I mean, I want to give props to the whole team, but I think I got to give it over to the jungle there, Mr. Bluestacks. Just came out really strong in laning phase both times, which is kind of like a total menace. As far as the enemy team, I probably should have thought through this a little bit more. I'll give it over to Nova here, swapping over to the mid lane, showing what he's got over there in the mid lane.
Alrighty. Very good stuff from Nova in both games. And sneakily giving a little bit of extra time to Krabby Patties. But who would you say is MVP for your team as well as the French Toasters, if you would like?
Yeah. For our team, I would have to give it to Chris Solomon from that game one performance. There were some really hype plays made. It was really exciting. It was an overall really fun game to play. He opened me up to play more of a suicide Viego, which was really laughable of a game for me. And then game two, really like Yorick was a menace that game, and he was able to stop it to the point to where we could get so far ahead on the rest of the map. We were able to just close out the game by the time he was able to group. So for him on that one, for his first games in the league for Wombo eSports, also pretty good turnout. Now we just need him to keep it up. Wink, wink. For the enemy team, I'd say it's pretty different per game. I think the first game, I'd have to give it to Pancake. The damage coming out from Talia all game was absolutely insane. Played safe enough to not get picked out, and still kind of capitalize on any picks, any Morgana snares that they were able to hit. And then game two, PlsKIIM, definitely trying to end the game there. Focusing on pushing into our Nexus.
I mean, that Yorick in game two is definitely a huge threat. I mean, it doesn't really matter if the set Volibear and Amumu gets onto your back line, but definitely a problem in the game in general. So very well played by PKM. And very well played in general from both teams in week 2 here. And hopefully able to see some more good plays out of the both of you. And week 3 should be scheduled here soon for the teams that are in. And we'll let you know shortly, I would imagine, because that's kind of the rules in the announcements. And
it's the Krabby Patties versus the Apes, and it's Stock's best. Or I'm sorry, it's not that.
You guys have a bye.
Yeah, we have
right?
a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Stock's best friends.
I5 versus
I5 versus the French Toasters.
Yes, sir. So games are not quite scheduled quite yet, but should be out soon. and hopefully see you guys there. If anybody has anything else to say right now, feel free to say it, and then I'll let Miss Airy close out the stream for the night.
Thanks for casting and streaming.
Yeah, thanks to Achievements 21 for subbing for us too, please. Thank you.
Yeah, GG's everybody.
Less than 3, less than 3.
GG's. Sorry, I stole those kills early game 2.
Thanks for subbing. Next time, don't sandbag our team, all right? I'm going to need some better performance.
Don't int level 1. Got it. You mean int all 18 levels, not just level 1, right?
Absolutely, sir. You're already on the right track.
It was limit testing at level 1.
Alrighty. Well, with that, Miss Airy, if you don't mind closing us out, as far as like
She jumped out of the call. I think she did.
who, Erica? No, she's in there.
Lol.
I'll just end it.
Becky was streaming?
Yeah, I
We
thought
are
Becky
going
was
to-
streaming, and I wasn't
No,
paying
no, no, no.
attention. I'm
We
drifting.
will have our next week's games scheduled pretty shortly. Going to be in announcements if you're part of the Discord. If not, I think it should be a hyperlink in the Twitch.
If you want to be part of the Discord,
Yeah, if not, if you don't, yeah, if you want to be part of the Discord, just ask. Any of us can hyperlink it to you. And we are always looking for new faces that are not necessarily toxic, but looking for some good 5v5 league. And hopefully see you in week 3. And have a good evening.
Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us.
nothing changes.
Life. Life.